Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Mondays with Max. I am Max, as you all know. I appreciate you guys all being here. So tonight, we're going to talk about a number of different things. We're going to talk about Flux for a little while. Talk about a lot of people were asking me about what I talked about last week as far as the energy renewable credits and what all the credits are. Did a little bit of research on that. Found a good article from Kiplinger's that kind of broke it down a bit. I think we're going to find out more and more as it goes. You know, who actually read the law before they signed it, right? Anyway, and then we will talk a little bit about F2 Pool and some of the rumors that were going around, some of the news, I should say, and rumors that were going around. Was able to find out a little bit of information, but we'll talk about that as well. And then, of course, whatever you guys want to ask me. So before we get into it, this live stream is brought to you by Helium Miners and their Flux pool, where until the end of September, there are absolutely no mining fees or parallel asset fees. On top of that, your parallel assets go instantly into your payable balance with each unlocked block. But wait, there's more. Helium Miners is giving away 500 Flux to a lucky winner, so now is a great time to try mining Flux at Helium Miners. Details of the giveaway are in the description. Due to the nature of Flux, a complete 0% fee results in 13% more earnings when compared with other popular Flux pools. You can check them out at flux.herominers.com. Alrighty, well that's a little bit too far forward. Anyway, so I'll not do the intro this time. I forgot about it, so I'm not going to go back to it. But let's first talk to everybody here. Thanks, Baldini, for being here. Appreciate it. Lahib Kanash, Canadian Miner, DM Mining, S. Chang, as always. Rude Puts, thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. The Traveler's Travels. And of course, the infamous Sunflower Mama is here to moderate the chat and bring things to my attention that I may completely miss. Crypto Tito, thank you for being a member. Funwiser, haven't seen you in a minute. Appreciate you being here. Let's see who else is here. Automatic Beats, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Solar Miner, that's kind of funny because we'll be talking a little bit about that. Woo Doggies, hadn't seen you here before. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Let's see who else. Gandalf Gray, Integra Guy 041. Thank you for being a member. Appreciate it. What's up with you? Let's see. Who else did I miss? I'm still going on. Calamon Mining. Eric Reitz. Austin. Hugo Down. Patrick Guyan. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Meathead. There's an easy one to pronounce. Ildemaro Osechas. Thank you for being here. Love saying that name. Let's see. Cook 4015. No excuse. Semper DeFi. Killa Dreams. IATG 2001. I'd like to know what that stands for, actually. 2001 was such a horrible year. And Ryland Tech and Crypto. And At Home Crypto Miner. Thank you guys all for being here. I very, very much appreciate it. All right, well, let's take a look at the market. Yeah, it's red. But, you know, it's been up. Not so bad. Not so bad at all. You know, we're up over 24,000 on BTC. Remember, not too long ago, we were below 20,000. So that's a pretty nice gain from that point. So no complaints from me. ETH did touch 2,000 last I saw, and now it's down to 1,900. That's okay. It's taken a little bit of a break, as most of the cryptos seem to be doing today. So, but not too bad. Not too bad. Alrighty. Well, let's talk first about the Inflation Reduction Act and the tax credits and everything that is involved. Oh, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate that. All right. So let's take a look at this. So found this article and they really broke it down nicely in the fact that there's the energy efficient home improvement credit. There is the residential clean energy credit. And then there's the high efficiency electric home rebates. So there's 3 different pieces of this from what I can tell. And there might even be more for all I know. But let's start with the first one. So energy efficient home improvement credit, there's lots of things. There used to be a $500 credit. Now it's $1,200. Where does it say that? Maybe it's not this one. See, I'm getting them all confused because I thought it was $1,200 per year, but that may be a different credit. Let's see. Yeah, there were also other individual credits for air circulating fans. So they took some of these things away because now they're not giving air circulating fan credits. However, starting in 2023, the revised credit will equal 30% of the cost for all eligible home improvements made during the year once the Inflation Reduction Act, of course, is signed. It was also to be expanded to cover certain biomass stoves and boilers, electric panels. Yeah, I think I'll have to upgrade my electric panel because, you know, I might get an electric car. And related equipment and home energy audits. Roofing and air circulating fans will no longer qualify, as I just mentioned. Some of the energy efficiency standards will also be updated. That makes sense. In addition, the $500 limit will be replaced by a $1,200 annual limit on the credit amount. The lifetime limit on windows will go away too. So if you spread out your qualifying home projects, you can claim the maximum credit each year. The annual limits for specific types of qualifying improvements will also be modified and for the better. Beginning in 2023, they will be, you can get a $150 credit for having a home energy audit. Now, my understanding is that you can get a free home energy audit from ComEd, and then basically the government's going to give you $150. Don't quote me on that, not financial advice, but it's certainly going to be one of those things that I look into. I mean, shoot, great. Somebody does a home energy audit, they can tell me where I can get my best bang for the buck, and I'm going to get paid for it. Whatever, it's the government. They do stupid stuff. So, but the bottom line is, doesn't matter how stupid it is, how good it is, whatever. Bottom line is, know what it is, take advantage of it. Because everyone else is going to, and why shouldn't you? $250 for an exterior door credit, and then $500 total for all exterior doors. $600 for exterior windows and skylights. Central air conditioners, electric panels and certain related equipment, natural gas propane or oil water heaters, natural gas propane or oil furnaces or hot water boilers, and $2,000 for electric or natural gas heat pump water heaters, electric or natural gas heat pumps, and biomass stoves and boilers. So, bunch of things going on there. So for eligible home improvements after 2024. So this is between 2023 and beginning of 2023 and the end of 2024. So you got 2 years. No credit will be allowed unless the manufacturing of any purchased item creates a product identification number for the item. In other words, during those 2 years, you don't need to worry about that. It's just one less headache. So if you have the opportunity to do it, makes sense to do it during the first 2 years. Plus, you never know, they could always undo the law. Wouldn't be the first time. Anyway, finally, the revised credit will be extended through to 2032. So the residential clean energy credit, the second credit, again, extended through 2034. Let's see. They don't have it bullet pointed or anything. The credit goes back up from 26 to 30%. And it's for qualifying system that use solar, wind, geothermal, biomass, or fuel cell power to produce electricity, heat water, or regulate the temperature of your home. Let's see. The scope of the credit is adjusted under Inflation Reduction Act. It no longer applies to biomass furnaces and water heaters, but it will apply to battery storage technology with a capacity of at least 3 kilowatt hours starting in 2023. So that is going to be great for that industry and for people that, again, in my situation where I've got cheap electricity at night, can store the energy at night and then release it during the day during higher cost of electricity times. Plus, have solar energy at the higher cost. So definitely plan on looking into that. And then there's the high efficiency electric home rebates. So you've got specific items, $840 for a stove, cooktop range oven, or heat pump clothes dryer, $1,750 for a heat pump water heater, $8,000 for a heat pump for space heating or cooling. And then rebates for non-appliance upgrades will also be available up to the following amounts. This is kind of interesting. So $1,600 for insulation, air sealing, and ventilation. $2,500 for electric wiring. Again, the first part had the electric panel. This one has electric wiring. Again, it will be very interesting to see how this is actually spelled out and what you can qualify for on that. And then $4,000 for an electric load service center upgrade. By the way, that's actually the first, I was scanning this article. That's the first time I read that. That's awesome. I definitely want to look into that. So if I go from 100 to 200 amp, that's telling me that I can get a $4,000 tax credit towards the upgrade of that. I don't think it costs that much to do that. Huh. Anyway, bottom line, very interesting stuff for us miners when we're looking to expand our electricity. There will be limits on the amount certain families can get. For instance, a rebate can't exceed 50% of the cost of a qualified electrification project if the family's annual income is between 80% and 150% of the area median income. I'm sure there will eventually be calculators. Don't hurt yourself on that. Each qualifying family will also be limited to no more than $14,000 in total rebates under this program. That's still a lot. Now, one specific thing that they don't talk about here, and I've seen it talked about in other articles, is typically energy tax credits were able to be rolled into the next year. It doesn't sound like you're going to be able to do that going forward, which honestly is really dumb. And I'm wondering if they might change that somewhere along the line, because they're talking about trying to do things to favor, and there's actually other things in this law that basically gives more credits and things like that to the poor and lower middle class. But why would the rich people be able to take higher advantage of the tax credits instead of the people who are less well off? Because obviously the people that make more money will be able to make better use of the tax credits per year. They won't run out of tax credits. So now for me, I had a daughter in college. That's where I was getting a lot of tax credits. Well, that's gone away. So I won't be getting anywhere near the amount of tax credits from that. So yeah, I'll probably be able to use the tax credits without a problem. But anyway, this is super interesting. I'd love to see somebody do an article kind of where that talks about, hey, what should you do? What should you prioritize? All those kinds of things. Be pretty interesting to look at. And also put things in perspective of how much does a 3 kilowatt battery system cost, and how would that benefit, things like that. I may dive a little deeper into it. Right now I can't, but I may dive deeper into this and do more content on this because it's not mining necessarily specific, but it does have a broader audience, and miners can benefit from it, from the knowledge as well. So anyway, some of it sounds like does start this year, but most of it starts next year, 2023. There was another article. They don't make it really clear here as far as when certain things start. There were certain things that were retroactive to the beginning of 2022, but you can see this one, the energy efficient home improvement credit. It says here, beginning in 2023, they will be, and these are all the things that apply to 2023. And yeah, I can't remember. There was another article I was reading that talked about that there were some things that were retroactive to the beginning of 2022, but I'm sorry, I don't recall exactly which aspects were retroactive to 2022. So good question though. Sorry, I don't have an answer. Actually, Rude Poots, there is some Yeah, there's no nuclear for the home, if that's what you're referring to. But there are actually aspects of the law where it does encourage nuclear. This was a broad-based compromise because you know that Democrats wanted to focus more on green energy, and the Republicans wanted to focus more on natural gas, mining natural gas and oil and things like that. And they're all in there, and also nuclear, which I thought was kind of a third rail, but that's actually in there trying to encourage more use of nuclear. So I didn't read so much into that aspect of the bill, but it is in there for some incentives as far as for nuclear, as far as industry goes. So yeah, it's from the fact that from the point of the industry, I haven't really gone into it. I've just really focused on residential, like how does it benefit the homeowner type of thing. 3 Foxco, thank you for showing up. The dude, thank you for showing up. There's just a few people that I saw show up. Let's see. Rude Poots, it can be done. There are not enough mechanics to install it at all. I'm assuming you're talking about nuclear again. I know it can be done. I mean, it's been proven it can be done. I went to University of Illinois, and they had a nuclear reactor on site that they did all kinds of experiments with, and it was completely safe. And it could spike up to, I think, 1.5 megawatts. But its steady state was obviously a lot lower than that, but certainly could power a home and was self-moderating. So anyway, alrighty. So that's what I found out there. Like I said, hopefully that helps some of you that were interested in that. All right. Well, let's take a look at Phlox and mining and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I shouldn't show this screen, but I'm going to anyway. Let's scroll up to the top. Well, let's do a calculate just to see if it changes at all. So I'm doing it on a 3070. And it did change quite a bit. So, of course, Ethereum is number 1. Ergo is right up there. But if you noticed a day or two ago, Flux was really up there. So right now, ETH is making $1.31. And you got to kind of go down a little bit. It's $1.10. But it's been fluctuating a lot. The hash rate's been fluctuating a lot. And this is going to be what we're going to see a lot of once Ethereum goes to the merge, that as people move back and forth, the profitability of a particular coin is going to fluctuate dramatically, especially small hash rate coins like Flux. There isn't a ton of hash rate on it. There's more than other coins, obviously, but not anywhere near as much as, like, for instance, Ethereum Classic. But yeah, it's nice to see Aeon up there. That's doing well. Ravencoin's up there. Ergo's up there. So kind of your normal players. You got Conflux up there. Bitcoin. Bitcoin Z, I should say. That's kind of a new one. I haven't seen that one up there. Ycash has been showing up here recently, though. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then Ciro's making another run. BitTube Cash. Or whatever. And then Neox has kind of dropped down a bit. And then Ethereum Classic is down here. So it's making 97 cents. So anyway, but again, main reason why I wanted to bring this up was showing how Flux has dropped a little bit. Like I said, people were really talking about, hey, Flux is really profitable. It's all that little bit of talk like that. And all of a sudden the profitability will drop as people kind of start to flock to it, thinking, hey, maybe this is the next coin. So at any rate, something to be aware of. I am currently mining a just very small amount, mining Flux as well. And I am mining actually at Hero Miners. So I do really like their pool. They pay out their parallel assets as with everything else. There isn't like the block reward and then the parallel assets are paid out separately. No, you can say how much Flux do you want to accumulate, and your parallel assets and your block rewards will all accumulate together until you get to your whatever you want your payout to be, and then they will pay it out. So definitely like it. I also like their interface quite a bit, better than some of the other pools. So anyway, try it out. Alrighty, Paddywhack Miner. Can you give us info on the enhanced Flux node with the storage playing a role and shortly going to put up another note and might overspec the SSD with that in mind. I mean, it is Project Thunder. I know what the project is. I don't have any more information than, yeah, it's going to be, as Daniel put it, it's going to be it's going to go on the nodes that we have the most of. Well, we all know they have the most cumulus nodes of any nodes, so that would be the one that would be natural that it would go on. So yeah, now the one thing is you can always add more space. So you could always start with, you know, and one SSD, and you can always add from there. So just something to keep in mind. Anyway, Pearl Rival says, I'm curious how Daniel Keller was crypto mining with nuclear power. He was mining with nuclear power? I hadn't actually heard that before. Anyway, that's interesting. Are you just trying to start a rumor, Pearl Rival? So Bagman says, check out DIY solar power with Will Prouse. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm actually thinking that if I do build a shed, I may expand my solar to the roof of the shed, but haven't fully decided upon that. That's a yeah. Before I get to that, nuclear isn't a third rail, it's the green energy. Yes, it is. I know people won't think so, but if you look at the new technology, it definitely is green. It produces less nuclear waste significantly. I mean, we're talking like point percentages of what the old technology does, the current technology that we use in this country, because we haven't upgraded any of our nuclear facilities to the newer technology. And that's what really needs to happen. There needs to be some investment in nuclear energy. And yeah, as long as we keep the people decisions out of it, for those people that don't know, Chernobyl was caused by human error. Nothing more, nothing less. They made a series of absolute bumbling, stupid things that they had to override safety when Chernobyl didn't exactly have the safest system, but they were overriding alarm after alarm after alarm after alarm because, oh, we have it under control. We have it under control. When in fact they didn't. Anyway, sorry, getting off on a tangent there. Anyway, Dpran, did someone say Flux? Hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. How's your mining going at Hero Miners? I know I was just talking to Dpran last night. We were talking at a DM, so hopefully it's going well for him. Crypto Duck, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yes, thorium nuclear is the ultimate green energy. It's a little, from what I understand, it is a little bit far out there. It's not completely cooked technology, shall we say. It still has some development that's required. But it is the ultimate green energy, but there is something, I won't even say in the middle. It's been so long since we have taken the current nuclear technology and built it into a plant. So right now we're like 80% ahead to where thorium would be if we just built the most recent reactors. So anyway, 69 crypto shape. Nice. Thank you. Jared T-Bald. I know. Anyway, my wife was commenting the fact that I said that. Anyway, oh yeah, crypto shaped is the late arrival. Is that who you're talking about, Baldini? Pearl Rival, he mentioned it. His words, possibly misfit interview, legitimate, apparently. Ask him to expand. He said he's since went to nodes exclusively. Yeah, I don't know how the heck he would have done nuclear. Like, he's got to be talking about the power grid that supplied him had to be nuclear. That's the only possible way, unless he like parked a submarine outside his house or something. Anyway, let's see. French fry grease is the ultimate green energy. Here by service. That's a good one. I like that. Because it has nuclear in its name, the thorium reactor. But anyway, yeah, like I said, there's a stigma associated with nuclear, unfortunately. And I only wish that people would just seek to understand when people are so high on a technology that, there's much less risk. I mean, shoot, there was a thing that basically said, if we came up with a technology or an energy source that was much more efficient and much less expensive, but it killed 2,000 people a year, should we use it? And people are like, no, we can't possibly use it. Well, that's natural gas for you people. We already use it. And we just don't even give it a second thought. We use it. So anyway, yes, there's risk inherent with all new technologies to a certain extent. We just want to make sure that it doesn't create a natural disaster, I guess would be the best way to put it. So anyway, alrighty. Well, let's look at the Flux price specifically. So let's see if I can make this a little bit. No, it doesn't do that for me. Anyway, one of the things I was looking at prior to the stream was, yes, Flux pumped, went up to $1.08 or so. Maybe even went up to $1.10 at one point, but it was definitely up to at least $1.08. And the one thing I find interesting is, where is its next, if it's going to drop, where's its floor? Where does it get some support? Basically, its support is right around 78 cents. You can look at somewhere between 70, if you look at over here right there, somewhere between 75 and 78 cents is when you have a little bit of support. So do I think we'll touch 75? Yeah, probably will. I think we'll go back down before we start going back up again. But I think it's headed to higher highs, and honestly higher lows as well. But we shall see. I don't see it. Like I said, I don't see it going past 75 cents, honestly. But not financial advice. Don't take financial advice from a guy on the internet. All right. So I just thought that was kind of interesting looking at the chart. Because like I said, it did have a nice pump to it. All right. Yeah, now it's down 14%. Oh, probably since I've been talking. Anyway. Okay. So one of the things I was also looking at was F2 pool. And where was that? Which one was it? Here it is. So there is a consensus level attack on proof of work that has been linked to F2 pool and Poolin, the second and third largest Ethereum mining pools. That basically they're playing a little game where they change the time, the timestamp of their one block, the block that they won, and by doing so, they can shift it slightly so that the difficulty is less. And by doing so, they basically are able to steal a block that's more lucrative from somebody else and then uncle that block. So they call it the uncle maker. This is certainly not good. And it has been confirmed by the ETH devs that this is going on. But they basically said, we're so close to proof of stake. It's been going on for quite a while, but we kept thinking we were so close to proof of stake that we just didn't bother to even try to fix it. So that's where we're at. And yes, we are close. We're within about a month of going proof of stake. And so there isn't really a lot to talk about here other than F2 pool and Poolin, pretty slimy. Pretty darn slimy that they do it. And certainly would never be associated with what either of them do personally based upon this information. So what I did try to find out, because I had heard some unbelievable number that F2 pool has 35% of all staked ETH. I was like, really? So then I was like, okay, I know F2 pool has staking pools. Well, not really. And then I had to find what was the sister company owned by the same person. And it's called Stakefish. So if we look at Ethereum right now, there is over 13 million staked ETH. 10%, a little over 10% currently staked of all Ethereum, according to this. Now, if you look somewhere else, it'll give you a little bit different number. You look at, now this is Stakefish. This is the one that's associated with F2 Pool. And so this kind of talks a little bit about it. Total supply staked, they're saying is 11.76. They're also saying the reward is a little bit higher than what I've seen elsewhere at 6.67. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but here, total staked via Stakefish is 512,000. It's not really that much. That's like, well, let's do the math. 13 million divided by 500,000. Yeah, I'm just going to calculate it. I'm tired. Let me get out a calculator. So I'll just round it. 13 million divided by, no, I'll have to do it 1 over, but that's fine. Divided by 500,000. I know I'm rounding, which is just gives us an idea. Equals and 1 over. So you're looking at 3.8% of all staked ETH is on Stakefish. So anyway, it was just interesting because it was like someone was making a claim that they have like 35% of all staked ETH, and they're going to pull something like this with their staking pool, and going to really hurt, staking with Ethereum. But at 3.8%, while they still might mess around with it, it's not going to significantly, at this point, affect the Ethereum proof of stake. So anyway, there was one other thing I was thinking about with proof of stake. I didn't actually look it up yet. That one was, was centralization. Let me look this up. I did find something. Staking Ethereum centralization. Okay, that's not what I want. I want to see. There was one where it actually had measurements. It's just kind of like, basically says what it is. I'm about to go back to the first one. Let's see what this looks like. If it tells me. Here we go. These are the depositors, but it doesn't say where it's run. And that's not, this is not, I'm talking about services. Well, anyway, bottom line is about 2/3 of all staking pools, about 60%, was in a AWS Azure type of service. So, what happens when one of them goes down? Because we all know it's happened. So that's a definite concern. And they've talked about the fact that they need to keep like 2/3 of the validators alive at all times. And so anyway, it'll be very interesting to see when one of these events happens, how does it affect Ethereum? That'll be the ultimate test. And the test will happen at some point. My opinion. Baldini, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I probably should be in bed too, but I got to finish my stream and I like doing this. So anyway, let me go up and see what else I might have missed. What was the consequence for the evil turd that sabotaged your anniversary? Yeah.
Didn't show up and quit because you got mad at him because you were mean to him.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, I was mean to him, he says. Yeah, I don't know. There were so many different stories about the guy who quit. I don't know what to believe, but it doesn't really matter. We all move on. And Lahib Kanash says, would you be able to educate me on static difficulty? What are the cons, pros? How do I know what's more ideal to select? It depends on the algorithm. Honestly, it really doesn't. I'm not big on static difficulty. Most pools will modify your difficulty to match your hash rate. So it will constantly optimize the difficulty to your hash rate. That's the best way I can put it. I'm sure you probably can set a static difficulty, but I haven't looked into doing that. Let's see. And that's I need to depart. And Free Foxco. Seems like Hawk Mining is going to take a haircut with the ETH merge. The reality of the merge is getting very close. Yeah, but he's hedging his bets with getting people lined up and where he's going to host that for them. So regardless of whether or not things are profitable or not, things should be profitable for him because he set it up in a way where he's getting paid to manage their mining pools. So I don't know. I don't know how his business is set up and all that kind of stuff, so I can't comment on it. But it should be hedging his risk a bit by being able to make money off of hosting other people's equipment. ABMNS says, I bet the majority of the ETH stake currently are the pre-mined ones. LOL. I wouldn't doubt it because we all know that Vitalik, in order to get to that critical amount, put a ton of ETH that he had into the staking nodes. So yeah, that would not doubt that at all. All right, Lahib Kanash, current solo effort, 206%. Please tell people to look the other way. I want to find my first Flux block. Thank you for the answers in the live stream. Oh, you're welcome. More than happy to. 3Foxco says, no, I mean the bet. Oh, the bet you and he had on the MM streams. I got to go back and look at that because I don't remember what the actual bet was. I mean, I know I was going to win it. I mean, he said not until next year. I'm like, you're crazy. You are absolutely nuts. It could possibly go into October. At the time, that's what I said. There's no way it's going into October. It's happening in the middle of September. They set the block. When have they ever set the block and delayed it? Never. Never. Now, could it completely fail and they have to override it? Theoretically, yes. I don't think that's going to happen. So, alrighty. Rabbit Mining, thank you for being here. Yeah, but if people wake up and see how bad it's going to get, people won't want hosting. Well, that's why I said I don't know how his business is set up. Did he set up it so that they were under contract? Again, I'm not running his business. If I were, with everything that's coming up, I would absolutely be locking people in for a period of time. If I'm going to make all this huge investment in hosting, I'm going to make sure that who I'm building it for is going to be around for at least 24 months. That's what I'd be doing. There'd have to be certain service level agreements and things like that would go along to protect them. And that's just how I would set it up. I don't know how he set it up. I don't know how well he knows the people that he's hosting for, where it's more of a family friend or whatever. I don't know. So it just really depends on a lot of things. But yeah, if he sets all this up and mining goes to crap and everybody decides, forget it, I want my stuff back. I'm not going to pay you anything because I don't want to mine. Yeah, that's going to be a really bad thing if that was possible. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know how he has it set up. Let's see here. Pearl Rival says, even if it did because of hash rate, the difficulty bomb is set in stone, correct? Yes, it is. But again, the difficulty bomb can always be delayed. It's very gradual. I haven't looked to see if it started kicking in yet. I don't know. Brad, Vitalik has 100 times 32 ETH staked. He's only got 3,200 ETH staked. That's all. I mean, I know that's a lot, but that's nowhere near the 13 million. I thought he had more than that staked, but anyway, that's pretty interesting that he doesn't really have as much as I thought he did. I think it was a blue mohawk, subtly mining. Sorry, I must be missing that one. Alrighty, ABMS Productions. Have you tried to stake on other POS projects like ADA? Yes, I have. I've actually staked on ADA and actually did it so that I was able to get some. Oh, what was it called? Now I got to bring up my Yori wallet. Let's see. There it is. Let's take a look at my Yori. You're not going to take a look at my Yori wallet. I'm going to take a look at my Yori wallet. Well, that was at least what I was trying to do. But it gave me a weird icon. Yep, I can do that. All right. I need to find that. I have the tab somewhere. Anyway, there is it was SundaeSwap. That's what it was. So I did actually stake on an actual staking pool, Cardano, and actually earned some SundaeSwap along with it. So I got like 60 to 70 SundaeSwap in the deal. Not a ton. I haven't even looked to see what it's worth now. Here, let's take a look. Let's see. Where did I put here? We'll go back to here. See if this actually, if I can find SundaeSwap. There it is. And it's 3 cents. So yeah, I don't own a heck of a lot with only 60. But hey, it was an airdrop. It was my first airdrop. So I'll take it. Anyway, who asked the question? Oh, Hereby Service says, do you have any Ergo nodes set up? I do not. I do not have any Ergo nodes. I haven't even looked into it actually. Right now I've been focusing on Flux because of the function, the features that it provides to people that use the service. And so I'm definitely looking that direction. Let me get out of this. Okay. Anyway, but that was SundaeSwap. Let's see what else you guys have asked. Have you tried Nautilus? I was on Yori, but moved everything over. I know that Chum Change hates Yori with a passion. I think I have 50 Cardano on it right now. It's not much. I didn't move everything over because I was thinking that I might get some remnants of some staking. Oh, that's where I was with that. So where am I staking my Cardano? I'm actually staking it at Bittrex. They do allow you to stake your Cardano just by having it in your account. So that's where I'm currently staking it. I don't know. It makes me somewhere in the range of around 20 Cardano a month. It's not a lot, but hey, it's better than not getting anything at all. Alrighty. Hey, Mining King. Thank you for showing up. Very much appreciate it. And CryptoDuck says, I'm trying to get my first Ergo node up as I'm listening to this. LOL. Well, hey, I guess I'm going to have to look into that. I have thought about getting different nodes up so that it's like if I get another Flux node up, then they might not like it. Let's just put it that way. I know somebody else has 3 up and it seems to be working fine. But right now I'm just happy that I got 2 running and haven't had any issues recently, like super recently. It seems to be running pretty smooth. Of course, I just said that out loud, so I'm going to knock on wood. But yeah, it seems to be going pretty well. Ergo node for solo mining. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're like, are you setting up, I can't even think of what it's called. But basically the infrastructure so you can actually mine to your own pool. Is that what we're talking about here? And that was one of the things I know that Son of a Tech was talking about on his interview with Daniel Keller. So, Mining King has 2 nodes, about to have 3. Nice. Yeah. You have upload speed for days. And I don't. That stinks, but happy for you that you're able to get the upload speed that you have. Yeah, you could actually do the same thing King does, but do it for nodes. You wouldn't have the heat problems, but you can still provide that hosting service. No beer. I got to get up early tomorrow, and that would make it really hard to get up. I actually had a beer yesterday. Had a Line and Cool summer shandy. I do like that. So right now I am just drinking straight water. All right, Lahib Kanash says, what type of computing power do I need to have a Flux node? To mine, to not the other kind, if you know what I mean. I don't know. So that was the tricky part with that interview, was they were talking about two different types of nodes. There's the Flux node, and then there's the regular node. The regular node is the node that's needed in order to be able to mine to your own, basically mine to your own pool. So you can solo mine and not, when I talk about solo mining, and I always bug people like, that's fake solo mining. You're still mining to a pool. It's just the fact that if your address wins in that solo pool, then you get the whole block reward. So that's the only thing different. But you're not really solo mining. True solo mining is going straight to the blockchain and having something in between that allows you to mine your GPUs directly to it. So I don't know with that type of Flux node what the requirements are. I have never looked into that before. I had really been looking into it with Firo, but I never managed to get that work. I was working with 56 on that, and we never managed to get it to work. And then I kind of just lost interest, honestly. Patrick Guyan says, what is the speed bandwidth requirement? If you're talking about a general Flux node, so if you have a Cumulus, the upload speed is 25 megabits per second. Doesn't sound like a lot, but try and find it. Now, you can find it with Comcast and their Gigabit Pro service. Yeah, it's 1.2 gigahash down and 35 megabits up. Not really very even at all. Very uneven. So yeah, they need to get to the next technology for them to update their upload speed. Although they've proven that they could go higher than they do right now. So I'm not really sure why they're doing, because they're not even giving an option. If you could say, oh, they're doing it for money. Well, no, if they were doing it for money, they would say, fine, in order to get higher than 35, maybe you want to get 80 or 100 or whatever it is. Well, you got to pay extra for that, but they're not even offering that. They do offer one that is a newer technology, but it costs an arm and a leg. It's $1,000 setup fee, and then it's $300 a month, and plus the rental of the equipment on top of it. So it ends up being like $320 a month. So yeah, if I was to do a node farm here and got that, because that one is 3 gig up, 3 gig down. It's amazing service. But yeah, I haven't made that leap at this point. Let's see. Lahib says, yeah, do you have an idea about the regular node requirements? Excuse me. I'm still near 200 Flux working towards 1K. Okay, so you were talking about the regular, the Flux nodes that we've been talking about. I mean, you can put it on it really doesn't require much processing at all. I mean, I have it on 2 Raspberry Pis. So more than anything, it's more of a memory requirement and a disk speed requirement. So you definitely have to have an SSD. You definitely have to have at least 8 gigabits of RAM. So that's really the requirement. I know a lot of people that build them on small Dells, like the small Dell office computers. So, oh man. Thank you, 56, for the super chat. Very much appreciate the $5 plus. Of course, I was getting a little hungry, so I appreciate the ramen noodles. Always. Rude puts. Are you trying to make people like throw tomatoes at you? I have 5 gig glass fiber. Good for you. No, seriously, good for you. Anyway, all right, let me go back up. That one kind of caught my eye. Let's see. Oh, Firo is also interesting, but yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. And then broken voltage. Oh, I gotta stop the yawning. Help me calculate 254 mega hash at 643 watts with 30 cents kilowatt hour. I want to see if what to mine gives another result. Okay. Did you put it into what to mine? Let's take a look. All right, so let's change ETH hash to 254 at 643 watts. And then you said 35 cents? 30 cents per kilowatt hour. And calculate. Comes out to $2.13 is what you'd be making with that. Is that what you came up with? Crypto Tito, you didn't need to do that. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Very, very much. Thank you. So anyway, be curious. Is that what you got? Rapid mining. I got dial up, or at least it feels like it. Yeah, that's what it feels like when I'm at work. I get so much more done if I just was able to work from home. It'd be so much night. Rude Boots, I'm short on tomatoes. That's funny. All right, Pagic Guyan, they keep it asymmetric for management, not because of any technical limitations. Each node / subnet has up to 254 end users, and all the bandwidth is shared. Yeah, I'm familiar with that, but there is still less. If you look at the bandwidth, the total bandwidth going to the network and from the network going to like I forget what they're called, but whatever their nodes are in the neighborhood, there still is more download space than upload space. They've talked about that in the Doxus, but yeah, it's definitely, they could go much higher than they do. But like I said, why not offer it? Anyway, I know you're saying it's easier to manage. I get that, but hey, they run a business. So yeah, anyway, maybe it's harder. Maybe it's costs more to manage it. I don't know. It honestly seems a bit odd to me. Oh gosh, I keep yawning. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Mega hash divided by power equals efficiency. Exactly. Alrighty. Well, guys, I'm going to end this just short of an hour. I do need to get to bed. I got to be up in 6 hours again and start this crazy week all over again. But, the efficiency is 0.39. Yeah, 0.39 sounds about right. I mean, certainly you can do better. There's certainly plenty of them that are in the 0.4 range. But 0.39 is not bad. It's kind of between a 3070 and a 3070 Ti, where a 3070 Ti is not as efficient. But anyway. Alrighty, guys. Yeah, Rude puts, yes, bed. Yeah, it's calling my name. Anyway, all right, well, guys, thank you very much for being here. I do much appreciate it. And you guys all have a wonderful night. And I will pause here for a second to make sure I don't cut myself off again.